Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Ryan Phelps, and alongside of me are Casey Daggett and Monique Delgadio. Today's presentation is dedicated to the board of directors and stockholders, but will serve the function of our company's current position and a preview of what lies ahead for the future. Welcome to Andrew's Company. Before going into detail of the presentation, I figured it'd be great to give a little background on what our positions are and who we are to the company. Casey is in charge of the Human Resources and Finance Department. Monique is in charge of the Research and Development and Production teams, and I myself am in charge of the Marketing Department with Andrew's Company. The three of us round out the team that makes all the executive decisions with the company. Now that that's out of the way and all of our introductions are done, who we are, let's get to the bone to what we really are here for. Andrew's Company is a sensor manufacturing company that was formed when a large monopoly was broken up. When that monopoly was broken up, the market created a barrier of entry for a group of competitors with almost an identical standing point as us here at Andrews. The sensors produced have almost infinite opportunities, from cameras to biometrics to satellites. And what makes this market interesting is that this marketplace is strictly a business-to-business market rather than a business-to-consumer market. Here at Andrew's Company, we offer a variety of sensors that hit the varying segments in the marketplace. Able is our traditional sensor. Acre, Ace, and An are our low-segment sensors. Atom and Ad are our high-segment sensors. AFT is our performance sensor, and Agape is our size sensor. Now, we figured it would be a great thing to add, obviously, a sensor in each segment of the market to attract a larger audience. Now, we also felt it would be appropriate to add a sensor in the categories of the low segment and the high segments as well as a bonus. In comparison to some of our competition, they only had a sensor in one of each category rather than us having multiple. And we see that as a good thing and a bad thing for the aspect that it gives customers a couple options to choose from. But we figured adding that variety would attract more consumers. Concerning the stock market, we compared Andrews stocks to the rest of the industry averages. The results are slightly concerning, but there's a lot of room for improvement right there. Starting with Andrews close stock, it's around $1, where the industry average is around $53.17. The change is $0, where the industry average change is around $1.64. Andrews shares are around 2 million, with the industry average being around 2.4 million, specifically 2,400,026 or 426,398. The market cap in millions is around 2 for Andrews, and the industry average is around 126.1 million. The book value for Andrews stocks are around $5.67, and the industry average is around $36.39. Now, having these low stocks, like I said, can be slightly concerning, but there is plenty of room for improvement, which could attract more people, more customers and consumers to buy our stocks. Obviously for our stakeholders, we genuinely do care about this, but like I said, there's plenty of room for improvement. Going along with our stock market still, as you can see, this is a graph of years 2022 through 2027. Now, if you can look closely, years 2022 and 2023 were pretty even with everybody, with a slight downfall going towards 2024, and years 2025 through 2027, we were at the bare minimum. Now, like I said, that's a good thing because it's going to attract a larger audience with our stock prices to invest with us. As you can kind of look, though, with our competition, Baldwin Company, not calling them out for anything, but Baldwin Company's stock is also dropping a lot as well, which is going to kind of put us on the same pace with them, which, like I said, in 2028 through 2030, I see plenty of room for improvement. We can easily get our stock price back up, pending how we do with the coming years, and should put us ahead of the competition.
Research and development is crucial in any organization as it provides knowledge and insights that lead to improvement to existing processes where efficiency can be increased and cost reduced. Research and development allows for the Andrews Company to develop new products and services, which will allow for a company to be competitive in the market. To gain competitive advantage, the Andrews Company immediately repositioned its products, Able, Acre, Atom, Apt, and Agape, into the optimal position. The optimal position was calculated by using the drift rates provided in the industry report. For example, Able's beginning of the year performance was 5.5 with a drift rate of 0.7. A drift rate of 0.7 with its performance at 5.5 would mean that the end of the year performance would be 6.2. However, the Andrews Company wanted to be competitive from beginning, middle, and end. With that being said, we used half of the drift rate as the optimal placement. 5.5 with a 0.35 drift rate would be our optimal performance position, which would equal 5.85, and we apply this optimal position formula to all of our products in both performance and size. Positioning the product halfway would have better sales because it would have a good revision date, and you will get the most sales at the beginning, middle, and end. The next strategic advantage that the Andrews Company did was adding 2 additional low-end products and 1 high-end product. The investment in the 2 low-end products was to generate more sales as a lower cost would generate more customers, and the investment in the high-end product was to generate more revenue as we could raise the prices of our products and still make a decent amount of revenue with less sales. Initially, we raised our mean time between failures, MTBF, to the highest value based on the industry report, but we discovered that they were too high for our company to maintain. As the rounds progressed, our material cost was too high, and we lowered the MTBF to its minimum based on the industry report. Overall, we made solid investments in the beginning that in the long run will stimulate our sales and revenue in the future.
Taking a look into our marketing section now. Overall, our price we kept from starting anywhere from $21 to $38 as a max. Promotion budget and sales budget, we wanted to keep the exact same at around $7,000 for promotions. Now, obviously, depending on which ones we did better, we made the promotions a little bit better. Overall, our gross revenue, our 3 best-selling products were Acre, AFT, and Agape. Acre was around $23,000. AFT was around $22,000, and Agape was around $10,000. Overall, our combined gross revenue was around $56,000, with the variable costing total around $38,000. Our contribution margin between the two were around $17,627.
The Andrews Company made the cognitive decision to invest not only quickly but in abundance. The competitive advantage strategy of the Andrews Company was to maintain excess capacity deliberately to prevent new firms from entering the market. Excess capacity is the potential output minus the actual output. It is when a business produces a product that exceeds the current market demand. This type of competitive advantage strategy can be seen in China, as it is one of the largest companies to mass produce, and it is also one of the largest economies. With this knowledge, we decided to mirror a similar strategy for optimal growth for the Andrews Company. The Andrews Company wanted to ensure that we also did not exhaust our products at any particular period of time, which is why we went with this sort of strategy. By round 5, our leverage was 7, well above our competition. Though we wanted a healthy excess capacity, as a company we felt 7 was a bit too high to be sustainable. As a go forward, we reduced our material cost, slowed down production, and we will adjust our prices in our favor. The Andrews Company will utilize its excess capacity to offer customers special discounted prices. We will minimally recover the money that was invested in production, and we'll use this money to create a new marketing and sales strategy to help our leverage. Though we will continue to keep an excess capacity, as that was our strategy, we'll keep it not as high. As a company, we have decided that we would be more comfortable with our leverage being at the number 4. We have very high hopes for our company to succeed within the next couple of years. Once we get our prices correctly, we will see a lot of sales.
Hey, this is Casey Daggett, Vice President of HR and Finance. As the Vice President of HR, I manage the necessary spending for recruitment and employee development. Attracting and hiring great talent is a high priority for us at Andrews. We wanted to retain top talent, so it was important for us to use our funds towards recruiting. Hiring talented individuals has been critical for us. The first step in our recruitment process was establishing objectives. One of our key objectives was diversity. Our company had a history of employing mostly white males, and we made it a priority for our company to look more like our actual community members. So one thing we did was hire a diversity consultant to engage our organization in the long-term strategy diversity. We then developed a diversity statement to form the foundation for building our culture of diversity. We also created a diversity task force. The consultant and the task force review our efforts continually to monitor our progress and changing our culture. We also encourage and support our company events that encourage cultural awareness and celebrate diversity. There's no doubt that recruiting the right employees has been challenging for us, but the rewards of our well-constructed strategy have been enormous. In the end, the key to our effective recruitment has been in answering a few essential questions clearly. Who should we recruit? How can we reach these specific people? And what should our recruitment message be? This recruitment strategy has been the foundation of our business and has helped us get the quality people we need, and that has ultimately improved the performance and retention. Employee development has been a strategic tool for our organization's continued growth, productivity, and ability to retain our valued employees. One thing we do is emphasize development of our current employees, rather than only focusing on finding new staff in the marketplace. By developing our current employees, we're remaining competitive. Organizations are competing not only for market share, but also for employees. And employees want to work for an employer that will upgrade their skills and keep them competitive with their peers from other companies. This development also helps us deal with ongoing skills shortages and promoting diversity and inclusion. One thing that we've been focusing on is developing our current employees to encourage and promote women and people of color. And this employee development has also increased worker productivity, reduced turnover, helped us adapt to changes in our industry, and align our employees with our organizational needs. Methods of development that we have used are coaching. We've used more experienced and skilled individuals to help coach and guide less skilled individuals to improve their skills and qualities of their careers. It has a specific business objective and is accomplished one-on-one over usually about 6 months. We've also used mentoring, which is similar to coaching, and we've tried to incorporate this with more with women and people of color. To keep our mentoring program effective, we've tried to match mentors and mentees based on their skills and development needs. We've also outlined and tracked their goals, monitored monitor the mentoring relationship, and finally link their mentoring to the business strategy and goals. The last employee development method that we've used is cross-training. In the finance department, it was my job to focus on maximizing the value of the company through financing and investment decisions. This basically means how are we going to raise the money and how are we going to use it. My largest concerns were planning finances, capital raising, investment, risk management, budgeting, and financial management. I oversaw the firm's financial activities and capital investment decisions. These decisions included whether to pursue proposed investment or pay for the investment with equity, debt, or both. I also managed current assets, current liabilities, and inventory control. Our capital structure was crucial to maximize the value of our company. Although our end result was not stellar, there were some highlights, along with some struggles. Out of all the struggles that we had, our largest struggle was sales. Many of the other companies had nearly $250 million in sales, while our final was $50 million. This was the largest factor that we struggled with. However, we also had highlights. And we reduce our direct labor, direct material, and total variable costs over the 5-round period.
Many businesses that fail prematurely are simply due to not understanding the marketplace and where they fit in. The Andrews Company's strategy was aggressive from the very beginning. We wanted to create a competitive strategy that was unlike our competitors. We immediately knew that our competitors would not be interested in high risk. As a company, we sought a high risk, high reward mentality. As our data has shown, we did invest a lot of money in new products, which in turn raised our costs drastically. Though it raised our cost, we had more products and could produce more rapidly as well. This type of strategy ultimately will begin to pay off in 2028 as long as we can maintain our current business model. We anticipate great profits to come within the next couple of years as we enhance some of our current operational and marketing strategies.
As representatives for Andrews Company, Casey, Monique, and myself would like to thank everybody for listening, especially the board of directors and the stockholders. Kind of like what Monique said in the last slide, there's plenty of room for improvement, especially with the coming years. So we thank everybody for taking their time and sitting here with us today.